What's going on, people? Happy Saturday to you. I pray that all is well, that you're safe, that your weeks were good. Like everyone's week individually, collectively, totaling into weeks was peaceful. It was purposeful. It was intentional. It was amazing. And that you pushed through. So today, I don't necessarily have like a particular um, thing I want to talk about. Well, I kind of sort of do. My question is America worth the fight? Is America worth the fight? I ask this question because I sit back, I look at this country, I look at the scandals, I look at the treatments, I look at the injustices in treatments, I look at the implication or creation and formation of laws that further hinder and attempt to oppress, um, the lack of accountability, the lack of respect for your fellow man. I look at the continued division. I look at the promotion of things that don't lead to life. I look at the fact that the old guard won't die out and they will not relinquish control because it continues to be impressed upon the generations that come after them. And my question is, where is the mercy within all of that? Like, where is the mercy? Where is the compassion? Where is the understanding? Where is the authentic love? So I refer back to my very first question. Is America worth the fight? Do we think that things are going to change? Um, do we think that it's worth continuing to strive and push and pull and shout from the rafters and stand and all of these different things? And if the answer is no, what are the ramifications of that? Like, what are potential options? I mean, is there still hope? Are we still hoping that things can change? Are we still hoping that things will get better? Are we still hoping that love can once again flood through these lands, although it never really was allowed and it seemed to be given in hidden doses? Like, it seems like it only touched on people that were actually in closets, as opposed to the greater whole, the greater good. All of the miseducation and the conditioning, like it's so much when it comes to dealing with this country, not even just politically and not even just with racism, but amongst black folks, the elitism, the colorism, um, the audacity of these things. Why do we treat each other like we are insignificant and our life is worth nothing? Why don't we learn to respect one another? Why do we enter into spaces of substance and have a platform to actually each one reach one and pull each other up, as opposed to those that make it in kind of get to a place of contentment and the response to the struggle that they can constantly see and that they come from a lot of times, get it how you live? Why is that? And that's not against at all, not against those that are actually out here making a difference, because it's a lot of people out here that are really pushing and a lot of people out here that are really fighting. But when I speak of that, I speak of the fact that we are, if I'm not mistaken, unless things have changed, one of, if not the biggest consumer. The last time I checked, it was like trillions of dollars that we spent. 13% of the population spent trillions of dollars. A larger gross domestic product than many other countries. Like, if that's the case, why are we, unless someone is lying, why are we still in the space of suffrage? Why are we still in the space of lack? Why are we still in the space of unprotectedness? Why are we still in the space of disregard? And then for those who have, as far as white folks, there's a lot of people out there that's standing with us and fighting with us, but for the whole. Why aren't more joining in to fight and voice their displeasure? And you don't have to necessarily be talking to your politicians about this, that, and the third. It would be helpful, but more so talking to your cousin, your brother, your sister, your grandmother, your grandfather, your parents. Why not provide that education to them? And if they're not willing to receive, make them face consequence, because it's not okay. We have to attack this thing from many different angles if this country is going to stand. Otherwise, this country is going to fall, and the fall is going to be great. That is inevitable for a house divided to stand. It's inevitable for the fall, and the fall will be great. Is that what we want for America? Is that what we want for this country? What are we doing? What can we do? I think it starts in love. I think it starts with a patience and a kindness towards each other. I think it calls for a sit down and having a conversation. Me personally, and I've just throughout the course of my life, I've seen lots of black folks and white folks getting along. Because we're more similar than different. You know what I'm saying? And honestly, a lot of differences, the majority of them boil down to different responses to life and seasonings when cooking food. Otherwise, we raise our children the same way. We love on our family the same way. There is drama the same way. There is gossip the same way. There's messiness the same way. There is productivity the same way. There is love. There is kindness and gentleness, and there's a faithfulness there. There's a tenderness that is there. There are so many things that we share in common. And sadly, the media just does an amazing job of highlighting all of the differences and continuing to drive that wedge of separation. I'm here to dispel those things, because all of those things aren't true. They're not true. But when I ask, is America worth the fight? Are we willing to actually put the work in? See, me, I'm not like a politician. I don't even necessarily believe at this point in my space that I even aspire to politics. My lane is this: having one-on-one conversations with people, having sit-down discussions, organizing things that are for the betterment of the community. And I know a lot of times I refer to the community as colored people because that's what I'm most familiar with, but community in the broader sense is everyone that is within the borders of this country. We are all here together. And I think that if we can come together, we can be absolutely amazing and really get it right. We can actually make this thing work. But it is going to require a setting aside of one's pride, setting aside of one's ego. It's about getting outside of your comfort zone. Sometimes you have to be uncomfortable in order for change to happen. You have to be willing to go the distance. You have to be willing to put the effort in. You have to be willing to actually exert the force that creates the disturbance and rocks the boat. You have to be willing. We can no longer afford to sit idly by and allow the country to continue to fall, because what'll happen, it'll be a worse individual or individuals that take precedence, and then baby, that'll be none of what any of us want. So if we desire change in this country, if we desire to grow, and if we desire to be just respected amongst ourselves, it is going to require ourselves, we the people. It is going to require we the people, the power of we the people. That focus must be intact. The purpose must be intentional, and the motive must be pure. It must be ultimately ending in unity, togetherness, joining up, and really becoming a fist, and standing in solidarity, and loving on each other, and really just embracing one another. We all have our distinct differences. We all have our distinct perspectives. A lot of that is due to our upbringing and our atmosphere, ergo experience. So your experience is going to determine how you see life, but don't allow that experience to shut you off from the experience of another person, because that experience is not what you are familiar with. We need each other. There are things that we can learn from each other, And I have pieces that you need, just like you have pieces that I need. So why not let's fit together? So is America worth the fight? And if it's worth the fight, are we willing to put in the work? That's really all I got to say about that thing right there. And I just want to share that with you guys. I again hope the rest of your weekend is amazing. Be safe, be well, and love on somebody. Take today and tomorrow. Just take a moment to tell somebody, you know what, I appreciate you. Job well done. I love you. I think of you. And I want you to be well. I had an amazing day today. An amazing day. Chock full of information and knowledge and experience and things that I have had to ponder upon and things that I'll take with me. So let's continue to push forward and get there. So I love you guys so much. Y'all be easy, be well, and be well at it. Bye.